best practices and enhance standards for research. And fourthly, promote the dissemination and use of research findings. So it will be great. I would love to be able to see myself coming to all of the 5 RHAs to have research days like this one. So I really commend you for having this annual research days.
What does research mean? According to Charles Kettering, research means that you don't know what you are willing to find out. And many of us think that we know. That's a dangerous thing. When you think that you know, what you really don't know. What is going to happen with my presentation is this. And I don't think the media is here. We have media? Okay. Which one is this? TTT. I can trust you all. First thing, with the safety announcements, you always omit this part. In event of an emergency, the Minister of Health gets it first. The rest of you all, sucks up. But folks, as a policy maker, we depend on research, and my lament is that very often research stays on a shelf. What is research and what is the value of research? It is to question practice, question current practice. Respond to new challenges. So for example, in the world of HIV/AIDS, how many of you know that a new strain of HIV has been identified? Let me see hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A new strain of HIV has been identified. Yeah, I see some shocked faces. That is going to need research as to how we come back, because every time you think you make progress in HIV and AIDS, something comes in your way that throws you back to the Stone Ages. Another benefit of research is to combat the status quo and to combat complacency. Question the status quo. Do not become complacent in your practice that you know everything that you think you want to know. You don't know. And the more educated you become, is the more you realize you don't know. And there is so much more to know. So with research comes an expansion of knowledge. And eventually, hopefully, an improvement in patient care.
It's much
outcomes. That is what I would like to see come out of this morning. And since becoming Minister of Health under this administration, we have been trying and succeeded in taking the landscape of healthcare which we inherited in 2015 and through questioning the status quo, trying to set up centers of excellence among our facilities. How many of you know that globally, Trinidad and Tobago and our maternity hospitals and wards are regarded now as one of the best in the world for our precipitous decline in maternal mortality and neonatal mortality rates? Yes, clap. I see one clap. And I accept the applause not because of me, but because of you who work in those facilities. How many of you know now that in fulfilling the dream of centers of excellence, the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, which is recognized as a leader in cardiac care, we are partnering, I can't say much about it as yet, but with our entity to finally bring pediatric cardiology up to the standard of adult cardiology. I see Dr. Roberts nodding her head. Pediatric cardiology in Trinidad and Tobago has been stunted for 20 years. We made advances in adult cardiac interventions, but not in the area of pediatric cardiology. So that is going to become a center of excellence, which will give opportunities for research. How many of you know that San Fernando General Hospital, anybody from San Fernando here? Anybody from San Fernando? You're living in San Fernando or you're from the hospital? No. Anybody from San Fernando General Hospital? One person, Stuart Smith, but you were born. The point is, we are turning San Fernando General Hospital via some research into a center of excellence for urology. You know that? Being done. And finally, January 2020, there is going to be an explosion of information, an explosion of advances in how we treat with cancers in Trinidad and Tobago. I will just whet your appetite a month and a half early. January in 2020 will be a significant month for research into oncology in Trinidad and Tobago, where new services using the PPP model, public-private partnership model, come to Trinidad and Tobago. Because while we were waiting for this program to start, one of your doctors at St. James was speaking about breast cancer and so on. You are going to have the opportunity in St. James to become a leading light in oncology in the Caribbean. We are going to be making a quantum leap. Not as Lisa said, an evolution, but it is going to be a revolution, a quantum leap in how we deal with cancers in Trinidad and Tobago.
Great for communication. If somebody in San Grande gets hurt and somebody wants to look at the last CAT scan they've had, understanding they've had a CAT scan last week, just think about the ability to listen, look at that prior CAT scan and not have to repeat it. Right? That's something that would be very helpful. You don't have the same problem that we have in terms of court reform, but litigation is a major issue in the U.S. We had a gentleman come to Howard University Hospital last year 35 times, intoxicated. Every single time, because of the concern of litigation, you got a CAT scan of his head. Right? Just think of how costly that is, especially for somebody without health insurance. And those things will in the system. But the opportunity to not be worried so much about litigation and just simply practice medicine as we should would eliminate those types of things. But the ability for systems to speak to one another, for you to be able to transfer healthcare records back and forth is something that we must look at. And yes, we've spoken about robotics and what they do, and the ability to do complex operations, for instance, in the pelvis, and how the University, for instance, we do all of our prostatectomies now using robotic surgery. The estimated blood loss is significantly less. The amount of impotence of glucose and injury to nerves in the pelvis is almost down to zero. And those are the obvious benefits of having robotic surgery, especially in the areas that we don't access well, and for that matter, don't access easily. But as I leave you, and especially the young people in the room, and I say younger carefully, because when you were asking about under 40, I was hoping you didn't go to under 50 and under 60 and start eliminating but all of us in the room. The reality is that we must make sure that as we innovate in healthcare, and there's a lot of great things on the horizon, that we cannot take away the sacred obligation of the healthcare provider to the individual patient. That humanity is one that must not be lost in anything that we do. I have been a beneficiary of it as a patient all my life. And that's why I say to you, and I plead to you, especially the younger people in the room, that I will be an old man one day, hopefully getting healthcare in the system. And regardless of what technology you use, and regardless of whether or not you have a stethoscope, I hope that you would spend the time to sit down in the room and look at me eye to eye and have an interaction with me. That technology will never improve and never be obsolete. Thank you very much for
doctors, by the clinicians. We have our institutional registry form that is on the system as well. So a lot of the manual labor work that was put into getting that information in is being aided by having it automatically in the system. And therefore, pulling data for analysis becomes easier. Now, of course, it's only as good as making sure that everybody is doing what they're doing and they're putting the data in. But certainly, if we're doing it on a manual paper, we can do it on an electronic system. And it makes the access of data quick. It makes it the data that is very up to date. A lot of times when we offer the data, it's a little behind because we haven't quite yet caught up to where we're at. So that's extremely helpful. In terms of research, the Minister mentioned some local research studies that we have a lot of that going on in our institutions. We have a lot of committed doctors that are interested in research. We have research that has come out of our own facility with breast and ovarian cancer through collaborations with two external universities, University of Miami and Yale Medical University as well. And we're finding interesting information that is different for our population setting than what seems to be the norm in the North American setting, for example. So one of our recent papers was at the American Society of Clinical Oncology, which looked at hereditary breast and ovarian cancer, germline mutations, and our percentage rate was 20% compared to 5 to 10% for a US population. That's a significant difference. Now, it's a relatively small sample size, it's around 200 patients, but it's information that asks a question, gives an answer that seems to be different from what we expect. And those are the kind of things that guide future research, those are the kind of things that get external institutions interested also in supporting research, and that goes a longer way in terms of information that will guide clinical decisions. What do we have to do differently for our population setting that is being done externally in another setting? The treatment decisions that we're making, our protocols and our guidelines are largely based on European, American protocols, but maybe the population that we have, maybe we have a different pathology, maybe we have a different set of mutations that are driving some of our cancers. And therefore this information is potentially significant in terms of affecting our survival, in terms of affecting how our patients are potentially going to benefit, and also guiding where we're spending our money. Because we're spending money on things that we think are going to work for our population setting, but maybe they're not. So all of that is extremely important, and it starts with finding a way to be able to get your information and get it very quickly, and then you're in a position to start to analyze that information, see what you can do with it. And of course, I will be speaking from the point of view of oncology, but this is applicable, of course, to a lot of different settings within the healthcare sector. And anything that we can do to help make our work a little bit better, so that we are able to give more to our patients, so that we can use them more wisely, will go a long way in terms of healthcare, because as we said, healthcare is not free, there is a cost, and we need to make sure that that cost is applied where it is most needed.
Let's say somebody lives in Sephora and goes to the outpatient clinic there. They would have notes there. If the patient is there admitted to sample and the whole one, they would have a separate set of notes there. At St. Anne's, we have an arm for admission for patients from that part of the country. So you have a third set of notes there. And if the patient gets married and goes to a different part of the country, you have a fourth set of notes there. So I don't know how we could use some of your innovation to reconcile the troubling state of record keeping in psychiatry.
My favorite word is bingo. Because indeed, you've hit it on the point in terms of one of the significant handicaps of enterprise-centric systems. Turn it on its head and make it patient-centric. To the extent it is patient-centric, wherever the patient goes, their records will travel with them. So we actually put a lot of time and thought into the mental care situation in Trinidad and Tobago. I can tell you since 1970, under the PNM, they have been thinking about decentralizing mental health care away from St. Anne's Psychiatric Hospital out into the community. In order to facilitate that, we've got to have digital records. And so so the digitalization of that process is something that we can easily do by coming in to understand exactly what is your current process and how do we put in place the appropriate system, for want of a better word, right, which we create. We architect it, we design it, and it's implemented. And through a series of tablets, for example, one would be able to have patients not reside exclusively in St. Anne's or in a particular area, but also go out back into their communities, back into their home areas, and with social workers and nurses having literally just log in to the system, you will be able to access that patient's record.
What we have in place regarding ensuring that each electronic entry is closed off within this system, because of course we don't have billing of each physician based on what we do. And likewise, a question to everyone, but what is the time frame for implementation of an electronic system within the NWRHA and within our nation?
Dr. Hines, thank you so much for that question. When we implemented the system at the NRC, starting with pharmaceuticals and then the comprehensive electronic health management capability in St. James, of course the vision of the board and the management is to have this replicated throughout the NWRHA. As far as mental health is concerned, because mental health is not restricted to St. Anne's, it happens across the entire country. I would love to say to you today that I could tell you when we could get us even a system for the NWRHA, because everything I put in the budget to develop and enhance the system was rejected. So in terms of what we're doing on a national level, we are aware that the ministry is looking at a system that will cater for pharmaceuticals across the country, and then they're also looking at some other systems which they hope to put into the 2 new hospitals, which potentially could be applied across the entire country. But it is certainly our vision and our hope, our desperate hope, that we could get this expanded in Trinidad and Tobago.